I'm Stephanie Swanson, testifying as a member of and behalf of the League of Women Voters of Texas in support of HJR 127. We appreciate the opportunity to appear before you today. Thank you for allowing us to share the League of Women Voters of Texas position on this bill. Because of recent technological advances, it is now possible for people to draw a district map that is so extremely and durably biased that it locks in political power for more than a decade. The extreme gerrymandering that we see today when one political party is in control of the redistricting process is a far cry from what our founding fathers had envisioned when they set out to write our Constitution. The accumulation of all powers, legislative, executive, and judiciary, in the same hands, whether of one, a few, or many, and whether hereditary, self-appointed, or elective, may justly be pronounced the very definition of tyranny, wrote James Madison in the Federalist Papers number 47, 1788. This sentiment is felt by members of both political parties here in Texas. Former Republican State Senator Jeff Wentworth was a longtime advocate for redistricting reform. Senator Wentworth was around to see Democrats heavily gerrymander against Republicans in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. He filed legislation for a bipartisan citizens redistricting commission starting in the 1990s, and he continued to fight for this reform even after Republicans gained control of the legislature in 2003. He did manage to pass this legislation through the Senate on 3 separate occasions in 2007, 2009, 2011, and he almost got it through the House in 2009, which shows there was bipartisan support for reform not too long ago. Furthermore, a recent public opinion poll conducted by the Hobby School of Public Affairs at the University of Houston showed that 70% of Texans support the creation of an independent citizens redistricting commission, with 42% of the state strongly supporting it and 28% somewhat supporting it. Many Texans want politicians who will work for the common good, who are not driven by partisan pressure. Therefore, the League is proud to support HJR 127, which would create a nonpartisan independent citizens redistricting commission. This legislation would create a commission that would be truly independent of the legislature, both in terms of membership and operation. Every step of the process, from the setup of the commission to its operation, has been safeguarded to ensure that the commission is fair, diverse, and transparent. After a lengthy selection process to remove applicants with conflicts of interest, the resulting commission would reflect the state's racial and ethnic diversity. A panel of state auditors would be charged with a selection process, and the same list of conflicts of interest would also apply to the auditor selection. The commission would also be balanced by partisanship, as Representative Goodwin has laid out. The commissioners would hold a series of public hearings around the state to solicit public input. Commissioners would be required to use ranked nonpartisan criteria, and that's important, ranked nonpartisan criteria to draw the district maps that would prioritize communities of interest. The commission would also be required to draw maps in front of the public, and there would be strict limits placed on commissioners to prevent them from speaking with legislators and lobbyists while the maps are being drawn. The commission would also be required to follow the Open Meetings Act. And then importantly, another series of public input hearings would be required after the first map proposal is revealed. So there could be a dialogue between the public and the commission. With that, I will close because I know I'm out of time, but the League does support this legislation, and we want to thank you for allowing us to speak today.
Any questions, members? Thank you very much.
Can I submit my written testimony?
Yes, right over.